Hi, Astro friends. It's Melanie on the 28th of January 2026. Can you believe it? The month of January is almost over. And also for me, it's already Wednesday. It's already 5:30 p.m. Time for the Astro Weather of the week going until February 3rd. So, yes, it's been already quite the turbulent first month of the year. And now here's the question, how will the transition into February be? Yes, there's also a lot going on. I have to say it because I see it, I can't unsee it. So, the new month of February starts with a very charged full moon on February 1st, and the moon in Leo will contrast all this Aquarius energy that has now being built up around and now beyond Pluto. So a very welcome contrast after so much technology, perhaps systems, dynamics, new systems in the making, changes in systems, the power of systems. All of that is very much apropos Aquarius. How about Leo? How about our own creativity, fun, playfulness, and colors? All of this is Leo. We need celebration again after all this stuff going on. So Leo brings warmth, brings the heart energy into this otherwise very cool and detached energy of so much air element. So yeah, here is the chart for the Leo Aquarius full moon mid Leo, as you see here, 13 degrees mid Aquarius, the sun, and still Mercury and Venus and Mars in Aquarius, Pluto in Aquarius till 2044, 43, 44. So this is the full moon here that comes just before Imbolc, Brigid's day, central winter, in fact. Central Aquarius, central Leo. We're in the middle of winter. What's going on? Middle of winter is also double middle. Sorry, central Aquarius. Middle of winter is also double Aquarius, while central Leo is double Leo. So a strong concentration of energy. You can also see fixed is very strong. The fixed element, the fixed modality, which are the centers of each season. Leo, nothing in Scorpio, but Aquarius, and also Uranus, ruler of Aquarius, in Taurus. And Uranus will be a big factor here as well. It's not an exact T-square, but energetically it is, because well, end of Taurus. Um, Here we have mid Leo and mid Aquarius, but Uranus is the ruler of Aquarius, as I said, and it will go direct from retrograde since last September. It'll go direct on February 3rd, the day, 2 days after the new moon. So this energy field can be quite wired and a little crazy, quite unpredictable due to Uranus and also this Leo Aquarius dynamic. But it can be also apropos Uranus, which is the archetype for Prometheus, the awakener, can be also quite paradigm shifting and awakening on so many levels, on socio-political levels, but even more so on spiritual levels. And it's about embodying freedom. So what does the body say? What is literally the question on the cusp from Taurus to Gemini, where Uranus is now. What does your body say? Is your body quite agitated, maybe even traumatized with being bombarded with so much energy on all levels? Or can you actually find freedom and joy as you are perhaps in nature, perhaps in your beautiful sweet spot somewhere further away on the globe, or anywhere can we find comfort and freedom with what is? That's a big question with Uranus. And yeah, as I said, with Leo, also bring on the colors, the music, the joy, the dance. Typically, actually, with this full moon energy, where I come from in Bavaria, with the Catholic tradition, it is carnival now. And of course, everybody's dressing up and a little crazy, a little perhaps mocking others, mocking those in charge. This was also has been the tradition of Carnival. And it's, yeah, Leo, celebration, fun, dance, joy. We need more of that. And the inner child, of course, right? It's the energy of feeling special, but also making others feel special. And we are all stars in the constellation of love. Constellation is very Aquarian, and Leo is the sign of love. It's a romantic sign, it's creative, and we must not give over, outsource our creativity by employing AI overly, right? So this is also a strong message right at the beginning of the year, as so much more is coming down on that level as Uranus will enter Gemini, the sign of language, communication, learning, right? So there's lots of innovation coming in that regard, starting with Uranus entering Gemini end of April for the coming 7 years. So this is just the beginning. What else is on? I just finished the Astro News blog for Neptune's entry into Aries, which we had 2 days ago. Here you can see it in the chart. Neptune has, in the chart of the full moon, Neptune has then, of course, as now entered Aries, and Saturn is on its heels. Saturn is about to enter Aries as well on February 13th, and they are super close together. The exact union will be February 20th. So this is a very strong signature also of the full moon. More fiery energy, in this case with Aries. It's all about renewal. It's about stepping actually into the new era that is now starting. So how can we really be in that new energy field of a completely new era in a way that is empowered, that is autonomous, which is very Aries, right? We are in our authority, we're not giving authority away, Saturn, and we're not being manipulated and falling for all sorts of um, tricks, right? So Neptune, right? Neptune has to do with trends, has to do with bigger waves of energy that roll through history. And Saturn and Neptune come together on February 20th, which is a huge, probably the most important marker and the most important aspect, alignment of the year. They together start a new era, especially since it will be on the very first degree of Aries, right? They have not been together in early Aries in the last 2,100 years. I looked that up because they do come together in Aries they come together every 37 years. They came together in Aries a few times, but never in the last 2,100, but never in early Aries. And so this is very special. Also, since we are actually already noticing we are coming out of an old era, right? So for better or worse, right? Or for worse or better, right? There are these signatures now that tell us that we're not in the old matrix and paradigms anymore. And as technology is kicking in so strongly, it can literally take the role of a religion, which or a what's the essence of religion, right? Which is also apropos Saturn Neptune, right? There is a need for connection. There is this connective element of Neptune, and there's also a certain codex, a certain form, a certain body of law and a structure, a matrix, that is very much apropos Saturn. And that has been very strongly in the last 2100 Pisces age years through religions, but also in the last century through ideology, as especially communism. I'm using that example because the last time Saturn and Neptune were together, every 37 years, was in 1989 when the wall came down in Germany and the Eastern European countries also the socialist communist regimes also crumbled in following the coming down of the wall. So that phase was over and a new chapter started. And then two Saturn Neptune alignments prior in 1917 was the Russian Revolution, where the communist Russia and then also China really started, right? So these two have to do, Saturn and Neptune have to do with ideology a lot too. And so it's really important to own their expression in our own way rather than giving that away to collective trends and to those who um, attempt and endeavor to form those. So, what is Saturn Neptune? How can we be an embodiment of Saturn Neptune? That would be from Saturn, right? Having clear boundaries and being in our authority, going with experience and saying no, having boundaries, and saying no where it's not really beneficial for us, right? Although, even though everybody else is doing it, right? That's Neptune. And there can be all a strong influence. Then, from the Neptune perspective, also being in the connection that is not mediated by a system, by a new priest class or something, or all the tech devices, and being directly connected in presence, which is very much apropos Aries, also being here now rather than always escaping, always going elsewhere, and being in virtual realities, right? Then, so all these alignments, they can play out on so many ways, right? That's what I often see with clients and in my own life, that they play out in not such best, highest vibration ways, but in sort of corrupted and pseudo ways. And the point with astrology awareness is also to notice, to diagnose basically how these alignments fit the pattern, but they are not really what they could be, and then to elevate the experience to that better vibration, right? So the full moon, right? Full moon, as I said, with Uranus, the ruler of Aquarius, about to go direct. So this, when a planet is in this retro to direct or direct to retro loop, not loop, but U-turn, it is a very strong focus on that archetype. So we have basically mid-January to mid-February, kind of a month wrapping around it. We have this Uranus station, and it's really brought out by the full moon. So the Uranus station in Taurus can again detach us, right, from the body and disrupt our biology, right, through lack of sleep or being too much on and in the devices. And just detach from nature, detach from each other, detach from our senses, and and then compensating, right? Compensating maybe through shopping, compensating through all the getting thrills and excitement through all the online world again, right? So how can we be, from the Uranus in Taurus perspective, end of Taurus, having a Virgo undertone? I'll show you the chart again. So here is Uranus, end of Taurus, going direct on February 3rd, and then soon leaving Taurus on April 25th to January, okay, February, March, April, almost 3 months, but still there. End of Taurus, last 10 degrees, have a Virgo undertone. So Virgo has to do with health, wellness, and healthy practice and routine, right? That can disrupt or interrupt the negative effects of all the electromagnetic exposure and such, and all the wiredness that is happening, all the crazy making stuff. So let's be more nature, let's ground, let's be also really cook our own food, and slow down is Taurus as well, while Uranus is accelerating and is erratic, right? You can see that contrast, and that is kind of a mismatch, right? But we have been dealing with Uranus in Taurus since 2018, 2019, and there's been a lot of disruption of economy, nature, biology, all of that. So it's coming to a close, and Uranus will shift into Gemini, which is naturally better match, but it will also accelerate all the artificial learning and such, right? As I said. And at the same time, it's important for us to uh, ask new questions, right? Inquire, and be in communication, be in our own learning mode, right? Learning something new and exciting would be Uranus in Gemini as well. And what else is going on this week? Let's look a little bit in the decanates, into the decanates. We're still in the first part, the first 10 degrees of Aquarius here, right? So where currently Pluto is for a while, and Mars. And that has a Libra undertone until the 30th, until 30, that next 2 days of January. First 10 degrees of Aquarius. Libra undertone has to do with balance, with justice, with right relationship, especially from the Aquarius perspective, in society, but also with technology. I say it again. And then the central part of Aquarius that we're moving into, January 30th until February 8th, has an extra Aquarius undertone. So this is even more about a community and about systems. And this is also where the full moon will happen. So it's a lot about sharing, right? It's a lot about establishing and affirming, all very fixed, right? Friendships, community, and anything that is collaborative and is about contribution. So, and then we have currently the moon in Gemini also, today. The moon will be still in Gemini until tomorrow Thursday at 2:32 p.m. So this is a wonderful time for, which I've been doing lately, writing, of course, also communication, learning, and we have tomorrow also, the 29th, we have Mercury, the ruler of Gemini, in Aquarius, conjunct Venus. So we might have actually really a strong draw to it anyway, a strong love for it, a draw to community and friends as well. And we have to coordinate, right? So our own work might be exciting, and we might have lots of cool, insights, and seeing systems, understanding, writing. Everything is very, very supported in that regard. Lots of air element, and at the same time, also strong draw to being with like-minded people. Mercury and Venus in Aquarius. Then the moon enters Cancer. That would be quite a shift, because there is hardly anything in a water sign right now. Jupiter is in Cancer, yes, in the North Node in Cancer. Saturn about to leave, the North Node in Pisces. Saturn about to leave Pisces. But the Moon will be in Cancer from tomorrow, the 29th afternoon on, until the 31st at 4:09 p.m. 2 days, but more than 2 days in Cancer, where she feels most at home, and wonderful time for connecting with family, with children, inner child, making our home a better, sweeter place, especially since the Moon will also meet Jupiter on the 30th in the evening. So if you have clear skies, you can see also that Moon and Jupiter, we can see Moon and Jupiter rise together in the evening. That would be beautiful. Looks like it's raining here, but 30th is really prone for that. Then the Moon will enter Leo on the 31st afternoon, be in Leo for the full moon at 2:09 p.m. on February 1st, and remain in Leo until the evening of February 2nd. So Leo moon is always about, express yourself, show your colors, and show others that they're special and you love them. Open your heart and, creativity, photography, if you will, or paintings, or anything that is a creative expression that you and your inner child really enjoy. And then the Moon will be in Virgo from the evening of the 2nd on until the late night of the 5th. So that post-full gibbous moon in Virgo is really good energy to, again, ground, do work that brings, order into chaos, order into your world, organizing, clearing, cleaning after the new moon, after the full moon. And that is sort of already a preparation if you are, aligning with that system. Can be already a preparation for the Lunar New Year that will be the next new moon on the 17th of February. The new moon that will be an annular solar eclipse, and it will bring the Lunar New Year of the Yang Red Fire Horse. So cleaning, clearing, all this feng shui endeavors are very supported, and the Virgo moon is perfect for that. Then also any spiritual practice that can help us with more freedom, right, is very good as a backdrop for the Uranus station on February 3rd. That will be supported by the Virgo moon. And yes, on February 2nd will be also Imbolc, and that's Brighid's Day, central winter, celebrating Brighid with the hearth fire. Maybe you have a ceremony going on. I will write a little newsletter about it, and it will be beautiful to mark that sacred time of the year, right? Central winter. Slowly, really, the ground is being prepared for renewal, and snowdrops are showing up. They're also emblematic for Brighid, hopefully also in your world. And that's it for the Astro Weather this week. I've been busy writing, and you can find my article for Neptune, now freshly in Aries, with Saturn to follow and Saturn-Neptune alignment on February 20th. You can find that on my blog, and I will also post links on the Facebook and Instagram page. You can always find the gist of it, but also a link to the whole article. And and then if you'd like to subscribe to my newsletter, that comes out always for the full moon and new moon. So the next one for the full moon, shoot me a message. My email address is below, and I'll add you to the subscriber list, because better if I do it. It's not so easily accessible from the outside, so to say, to self-subscribe. But you can always unsubscribe, right? You're not locked in if you choose so. And yeah, so especially if you have Leo in your chart, but also this full moon will be super relevant, especially if your moon is in Leo. And then if you have lots of Aquarius energy, it's such a strong activation at this point. If you have early Aries, yes, you're definitely affected by the Saturn Neptune. And the energy, as you see in the chart here, this again is very concentrated, right? There's a lot going on in Aquarius and contrasted by Leo, and a lot kicking in with Aries. And otherwise, not so much, right? So, so a very strong pull towards renewal and from the Aries side, but also towards systems from the Aquarius side. I'm signing off here now and wish you a beautiful rest of the week. And yeah, please share this video if it has brought value to you, and subscribe if you like to be, notified when a new one comes out, typically midweek. And yeah, thank you for your interest. Take care. Ciao.